What's up, YouTube? It's Jose, your Volkswagen Aficionado, back with another video. This one in particular is just going to be a video on how to use the digital cockpit, the infotainment screen, how to use these buttons, and what everything does. Nevertheless, let's get right into it. So right here is always going to be your automatic cruise control buttons. Right here is your volume. And then this is everything for your digital cockpit. And then this is your seek button right here. So there's different views that you can have. This one, you can change being on the map. You can change what information you want to see in each of these blocks, or you can turn it off completely. So if you hit this button right here, let's say you just want to see the map, you put no display, hit the left side, no display. You can leave it like that. And then you still have your what gear you're in, if your foot is on the brake, miles to empty. This one is for your travel assist, which is your lane assist. This is for your automatic cruise control, so you can remember what distance you have it set on. This is your automatic cruise control on standby. When it's green is when it's actively working, and then your miles per hour. And then to put all of that, the two blocks back on there, you can just, select whatever information you want to see. So let's say you have the phone connected, you just go to telephone, and your telephone options will pop up on there, and same thing for the left. So there's different options on each side, and you can pick from which ones you want and don't want. And in the settings, you can choose options you want to see and don't want to see on each side as well. So you can just go through that and see whatever your preferences are. You can select whatever you want to see and don't want to see, which is very cool. The next view is basically your travel assist and automatic cruise control view. So it'll show you your distance right there in front of the car. Again, this is throughout all the views where you can change the blocks on each side, whatever information you want and don't want to see. And if you want to turn it off completely, you can do that as well. So for demonstration purposes, let me just turn it off for now. So the same thing remains on the bottom, all the information there. This is your next view. Right there is showing you your speed limit, the last speed limit that it read while you were driving. This is your R-line view, so it's a little bit of a more sportier look. And then the next view is your regular analog view, you can change the information here in the middle as well. And back to the maps. So yep, it's very useful, very customizable. You can customize into your heart's content. Up here in the digital or in the heads-up display, through the camera it's flickering, but obviously in real life it's not flickering. There you can see your miles per hour, the speed limit in whatever area you're in, whatever your automatic cruise control settings are on. So see, if I adjust the distance right there, I can adjust the speed limit that I want to have the cruise control on, things like that. Also, if you have your navigation on, it'll show you when your next turns are, how many feet, things like that. So that's pretty much it for the digital cockpit. Also, it has heated steering wheel, and this is your Volkswagen Assistant, this button, or you can just use the wake up word. Hello, Volkswagen. Turn the fan speed up.
All right, increasing the blower speed.
So she turned the speed up. And she knows who is talking, whether it's the driver or the passenger. So right now, I have my cooled seats on. There's 3 different levels. I have it on the highest level. Hello, Volkswagen. My seat is cold.
All right, warming the seats now.
See, she turned down my cooled seats. And then, obviously, whatever you want to change on your climate, you can tell her and she'll do it. So you tell her my seat is hot, she's going to turn on your ventilated seats. My seat is cold, She's gonna turn on your heated seats. You can tell her to change the fan speed, where you want the air to come out, things like that. And if you wanted to see every single one of the commands, you just hit the help button and then you go to voice operation. There, voice operation, you hit, let me go back again so I can show you guys. So, help, oh, it's already on there. Here, if it's on here on the quick guide, you just hit voice operation, and then you hit here again, voice operation. And right there, it'll tell you all the commands you can give it. So commands for your navigation, your telephone, media, climate, and then general is asking her to open like the weather apps, things like that. You can also ask her if you don't remember how to get to this, or you're not able to get to this because you're driving. You can just ask her, what can I say? And she'll tell you commands that you can give her and whatnot. So telephone is where if you have your phone connected through regular Bluetooth, all of your contacts will populate there, and you can dial, by number as well, things like that. Radio and media is obviously your radio or Bluetooth, or if you're playing music, you play it through there. Your navigation, you could have it popped up on here as well. And there you can save your home address, save your work address, things like that. You can add stops to it as well. If you're running low on gas, it'll recommend the nearest gas stations. This is for all your vehicle settings. So it'll show you, this is the status category. This one is more for the settings, so you can change things on the outside and the inside. The data is where it'll show you your averages for everything and how many miles you've driven, how long you've been on the road, things like that. This is very useful on road trips. App Connect would be your wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Sound is to change the equalizers on the speakers and on the subwoofer. This one being an SEL Premium, it has the Harman Kardon speakers, so you don't have as much options to change how it sounds. When you have any trim level before the SEL Premium, you're still able to change the bass and whatnot, but it just won't look like this. And then on all the trim levels, you're able to change where you want to hear the sound. So if you have kids or somebody in the back sleeping and you want to hear a podcast or something, you just drag it to where you're at. Or if the kids are listening to something through the speakers on the car, you just drag it back there if you don't want to hear it, things like that. Volume here is where you can change your how high or low the volume you would want it to be. For example, at startup, you don't want it to go past 11, so it won't do that, things like that. Very customizable. The settings here is where you can change, settings for the screen, like how bright it is, things like that. There's a lot of options with these new Volkswagens, a lot of ways of changing things. Also, with all new Volkswagens, for the past few years already, you have built-in hotspots, which you can choose between T-Mobile and Verizon. So your Wi-Fi settings will be right here. Once that's activated, that's where you change your password and the name for your Wi-Fi and things like that. This also has gesture control. So if you swipe your hand from one side to the other, it'll change the screen. And then also for the notification, come on. There you go. When you put your hand down, it'll bring down the notification bar. And when you put your hand up, it'll bring it back up. So Volkswagen likes to do that. That way you can avoid putting so many fingerprints on the screen. Really cool. Now with the new Atlases as well, you can actually see the tire pressures, the recommended, where it's supposed to be, and where they're at right now. So right now these on the left are kind of high, so that has to be brought down a little bit. This also with the ambient lighting, when you change the colors, it'll change the color here as well, on here on the infotainment and here in the center screen. So that's very cool. I'm gonna do a night video and show you how it looks at night. It looks really nice. And then down below here, this will just bring up, this is like quick buttons to bring up things here on your screen. So your assist systems, you hit each thing and you can like change the settings on it or turn it off completely if you'd like. The parking menu is where to bring up your, how you manually bring up your backup camera and your parking sensors. This also has the self-parking feature, where if you pull up to a parking spot, wherever there's lines on the ground or wherever it sees that there's an open space, it'll park the vehicle automatically for you. So that's that button right here. This button right here will bring up your climate. A quick way to get to it. Smart climate is basically things like that. If you want to cool your feet really quick, clear the view because the windshield got foggy, it's like quick buttons basically. You hit that and it'll help you out with whatever you need. The air care is the ionized filter that is in the Volkswagens. Once you turn this on, it'll start filtering out the air, and then it shows you the progress there. So it'll filter out things like pollen, you know, smoke from the air that's in the air, whether it's like diesel cars and whatnot. Any smells that get in here, you turn that on with the windows closed and it'll clean out the air. That's very useful in the spring season when there's pollen everywhere. So yep, that pretty much sums up this video. Stay tuned for the nighttime video where, like I said, I'm going to show you how everything looks with the ambient lighting and whatnot. Also, I'm going to do an ambient or a night video on the lighting on the outside. With the 2024 Atlases, you have the light bars in the front and in the back, and the emblems in the front and in the back light up as well. So stay tuned for those videos. I'm excited to do those. You'll be seeing that soon. Nevertheless, thank you for watching. I appreciate everybody's support. Stay tuned and see you in the next video.